everybody, and welcome back to the Four Musketeers podcast. I am Luca Mocan, and I'm here with Massimo DeFranco.
Hey, guys.
And Brendan Lang.
What's going on?
Today, we have some good tier lists for you. We are going to be starting off with popular candies. We will then go into NHL defensemen, and then finally end off with pop flavors from Canada. All right, we're going to start with candy. So, who wants to start?
Brennan, you can go first.
Okay. So, in my top tier, I have Jolly Ranchers, Kit Kats, Starbursts, and Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. In my great tier, I've got Warheads, Twix, Reese's Pieces, Snickers, Sour Patch Kids, Hershey Kisses, Airheads, Bubblegum, Sour Patch Kids, another kind of Sour Patch Kids, Skittles, M&Ms, and Laffy Taffy. In my good tier, I have Gobstoppers, Sweet Tarts, Hershey Milk Chocolate, Whoppers, Rockets, Fun Dip, Lifesavers,
Lifesavers,
and Fruit Gushers. In OK tier, I've got Milk Duds, Twizzlers, Pop Rocks, Dots. And in my bottom tier, I'm just going to say the ones that I've actually tried and are in the bottom tier. That would be Tootsie Rolls and candy corn.
All right, I'll go. So for my top tier, I have Starburst, Airheads, Pop Rocks, Skittles, and Sour Patch Kids.
Oh my god.
Pop Rocks are great.
Shut
up. Great tier, we got Lifesavers, Twizzlers, Warheads, Swedish Fish, Kit Kat, Smarties, but like the Rocket Smarties, I don't know.
Yeah, it's Rockets.
Dots, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Hershey Kisses, Snickers, Mike and Ike, Gummy Bears, and the Milk Chocolate Hershey Chocolate Bar. And then good tier, we got Gobstoppers, Lollipops, Fun Dip, Ring Pops, Fruit Gushers, Twix, and Milk Duds. And then for the OK tier, we have Nerds, Hubba Bubba, Reese's, like the actual candy though, Milky Way, and M&Ms. And then for the bottom tier, we got candy corn and hot tamales.
All right. So I had quite a lot of candy as a kid. Surprisingly, I only had one cavity, but my list a little bit longer than the other two. So my top tier, we got Warheads, Reese's Pieces, Reese's, which is like the top of the top tier, Original Sour Patch, Fun Dip, because it reminds me of Chuck E. Cheese, Ring Pop, Kit Kat, and Fruit Gushers. In the great tier, we have Bubble Tape, reminds me of a convenience store, Bazooka Bubblegum, the Jolly Rancher candies, Airheads, Rockets, Snickers, the Green Mike and Ike box, Original Skittles, Swedish Fish, and Nerds. In the good tier, we have Jawbreakers, Everlasting Gobstopper, which reminds me of the original Willy Wonka movie, Lifesavers, Dots, Twizzlers, Starburst, M&Ms, Pez, because of all the cool different shit you get on top of there. I think those are Blow Pops, and Gummy Bears. I don't know why I was looking at a picture of Gummy Bears. I couldn't figure it out. And my OK tier, we have the Tootsie Pops, because they were good to you after the chocolate. The Watermelon Sour Patch Kids, because who likes watermelon and candy? Lifesavers, Hershey's Kisses, and in the bottom we have Hot Tamales, Tootsie Rolls, because chocolate and candy just doesn't go together. Pop Rocks, Massimo, because your opinion is wrong. Candy corn, because I don't know any single one person that likes candy corn, and peppermint patties, because yuck.
Who eats
I
candy
feel
corn?
It's only something they eat in like Connecticut.
Candy corn?
I don't know. Some like farmer state in America.
I don't know. Well, maybe, but that's I don't know. I don't know if I've talked to a single person that says, "Oh my goodness, I love this candy corn."
It's my favorite thing about Halloween. Nobody says that.
I wasn't a fan of bubblegum. I'm still not, so that's why it's so low for me.
Hubba Bubba, bro. Come on.
Yeah, Hubba Bubba. Yo, that tape bubblegum, oh man.
That was probably what you guys always chewed when you were playing baseball.
No.
Actually, I didn't chew a ton of gum when I played baseball, but
I wanted to, but I just never got around to it.
It was more sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
Spits, yeah.
It didn't feel right chewing gum in House League.
Is there one in top tier that we all have in top tier?
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Reese's peanut butter cups, yeah.
Mine's in great, but okay.
Okay, you're kicked off the podcast.
How is that?
Bro,
That's crazy,
everybody
man.
loves Reese's. What's wrong
That's
with
crazy.
Fine. I'm moving to the top.
No,
I don't know. No. Okay, you know what? It's unpopular opinion. I'm not a fan of peanut butter in dessert.
That is an unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Real unpopular opinion. Okay.
And also hot tamales though. Like I don't think I've ever eaten those.
They suck.
Like,
They're like
it's-
hot.
They sound awful.
It's like cinnamon candy.
Mm.
I mean, the only
They suck.
cinnamon I like is in my liquor. If you know, you know. And
You don't like Cinnabons?
what?
You don't like Cinnabons?
Okay, true. Sorry. I don't like cinnamon in my candy. I like it in my liquor. I like it in my breakfast foods. But I do not like it in candy because
doesn't sound good.
It just doesn't fucking.
No reaction on how low I had M&Ms, eh?
You know,
like it's
M&Ms are good.
Like
Smarties
they're
are
just
better.
kind of average. It's like they're
I think they're really overrated.
always good,
I agree.
but like you can't really have like amazing M&Ms. Like I would have been like, oh my god, I can't stop.
I know Smarties weren't on this list, but in my opinion, Smarties are better than M&Ms.
I rate them the same.
Aren't Smarties like smaller than M&Ms?
No, I think it's the other way around.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right, let's get to
the big kahuna, as Luca.
I was about to say the big kahuna. All right.
Find a different one.
We stole it.
Have the National Hockey Federation defenseman tier lists.
This is renamed
the NHF now.
NHF, buddy.
Let's go to the NHF rankings.
I obviously know it's the NHL. I'm not that dumb.
All right, so it's not as easy as
list, but
it's not as easy as quantifying stats for forwards as it is for defensemen. So Brendan's going to explain how we did that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different stats that you can use for defensemen. A lot of them are more difficult because it's not just looking at like the points that they score, because then you're only rewarding guys who are like offensive defensemen. So we used, or some of us used, a stat called Fenwick. A lot of you are probably not familiar with it. Actually, I wasn't extremely familiar with it before I started making this tier list. So what Fenwick is it's a advanced statistic that measures shot attempt differential between like shots that you give up and shots that your team takes when this specific person's on the ice. And a shot attempt is classified as anything that is shot towards the net, but blocked shots do not count towards the stat. So 50% is average, and so above 50%, you're above average. Below 50% is a below average player. And what that really tells you is it's just like how good is the team defensively when that specific player is on the ice.
Yeah, pretty much. It's an advanced stat.
Yeah, it's an advanced stat, and also it can't be looked at as like the be all and end all, because better guys on better teams are going to have higher numbers because, again, their team's better. They generate more scoring chances. They don't allow as many. Like looking at a team like Ottawa,
it's the same as like wins and losses as a goalie.
Kind of, yeah.
In that sense, as in if you're on a better team, it's going to be easier.
Exactly, yeah. Like for example, if you're on Ottawa, it's hard to have good numbers because you're not generating as many chances and you're giving up more chances than, say, if you're on Boston. So,
yeah, I think evaluating defensemen is like the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, definitely, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to it.
Luca, who's in your franchise tier?
One of you guys start.
Okay, I'll start because I did the candies first. We'll just go with that. In my franchise, I have Charlie McAvoy, Eric Carlson, John Carlson, spelled differently, Victor Hedman, and Roman Josi.
Wow. I don't want to say mine now.
No, I mean, like, that's totally valid.
Yeah, it is valid.
No, I mean, everything.
I have some arguments for that, but yeah. I have John Carlson, Victor Hedman, and Rasmus Dahlin.
I have Alex Pietrangelo and John Carlson.
Wow.
Okay, so we all agree on Carlson.
Okay, yes.
John,
Carlson,
that is.
Yes, John Carlson is definitely a franchise player. He brings everything to the table. the points he puts up are crazy as a defenseman. He's a good defensive defenseman. So
Okay, so your first one in there is McAvoy.
yes, McAvoy.
I have him in great. I have Krug above him.
Wow. Okay.
That's only because Krug plays more minutes.
That is true. Let me just pull these numbers up here. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure he plays power play, top power play, and probably with Chara as well on the top pair.
So you have Torrey Krug in elite?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, let me just get these.
Luca, where do you have McAvoy?
Okay, so first of all, your first. Okay, go ahead.
I have them both in great.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, your first point was wrong. He does not average more ice time than Charlie McAvoy.
Okay.
Charlie McAvoy this season played 23 minutes a game. Torrey Krug is averaging 20 minutes a game. And also in the past 2 seasons, McAvoy has had more ice time than Torrey Krug.
Quick question. What do you guys think about penalty minutes? Like, how important or detrimental is that to talking about how worthy a defenseman is?
Well, as long as it's not too high, I think.
Like, I mean, as long as they're not getting like 200 penalty minutes in 60
like
games.
Big Buffalo.
Like, I mean, yeah, I don't think it has too much of an effect. I'm looking at here though, like block shots. Charlie McAvoy is like one of the best in the NHL. 131 this year, 67 games. He hits people again. He has 131 hits. I think that's a huge deal as a defenseman. I know other people, new style of hockey, doesn't love hitting. I think hitting is so important. That
is he on the top pair?
Is he on the top
Probably,
pair with Chara? Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, same thing here. Like, I don't want to compare Krug and McAvoy because that's not the point of this right now. But I'm looking at like points too. Okay, the only problem with McAvoy, which I actually didn't notice when I was making this list, is the amount of games that he's played, and it actually is not very good for the 3 years.
Yeah,
he's been in the NHL. So I could see definitely why he wouldn't be a franchise guy because again, you need to stay on the ice. Yeah, you need to stay on the ice. But I definitely don't think that you can say he's below an elite defenseman.
I can put him in elite.
Like again, like I'm looking at the Fenwick percentage here. I know he's on Boston, so it's going to be better, but 55.7%. I think that's the highest percentage of anyone on this list.
Wow.
I think
there might be
higher.
Who was it?
Theodore. I'm gonna check real quick.
Check that out.
Fenwick.
For the 3 years, he's been over 50%, so he's been above average.
This season, Theodore's at a 57.6.
57. Okay.
56.3. Yeah.
That's fine, but also Theodore doesn't play as many minutes.
Exactly. That's why.
So yeah, it can't. That's why you can't compare the two like numbers too much, because one person plays more minutes. Now, I definitely can agree he's not in the franchise. That was probably a mistake on my part, but I wouldn't go any lower than elite.
Yeah, I can put him in elite.
Yeah.
Where do you have McAvoy, Luca?
I had him in great, so I put him up.
Yeah, you basically convinced me and Luca to put him in elite. Who's your next one in franchise, Brendan?
I had Carlson.
Eric?
Yeah, Erik Karlsson.
Okay, see, the reason he's not...
We all had...
Yeah. The reason he's not in franchise for me is this is purely off of the eye test. I don't know what happened. I think he had like an injury, and he cannot pivot on his foot. Like I've watched him skate. He cannot pivot like a good franchise defenseman should be able to.
Well, I mean, he did play the entire playoffs with an ankle injury, so that could really have messed up his foot.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, when you're looking at franchise players, I think like being able to put up points, or not points, but just being able to play at a high level for a long amount of time is something that is extremely important for a franchise defenseman. That's why I don't think it's fair when you're talking about like a franchise guy to look at just like last year or the year before that, because 2 years, I mean,
he did have a 58.9.
Sorry, what was that?
He had a 58.9 in 2018-19.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he was good. I mean, 53, still over average. He's never had a below average year except for 2010-11 in Ottawa. He's a 20-year-old. I mean,
Well, I know right now, if I would to be starting a franchise, I wouldn't want him
you
on my
wouldn't want
franchise.
Erik Karlsson on your franchise
Really?
Well, no,
if you were starting a team right now.
Well, because of his skating ability. I need a defenseman who can maintain good gap control. I don't think he can do that if he can't pivot.
I mean, I don't know. Like
There's no
50,
way
he's
really
played.
like
He's
showing
played
that in stats.
56. He's played 56 games this year. He has 40 points. Like I mean, somebody with that much offensive potential as a defenseman,
Especially on San Jose too.
yeah, exactly. Like I think that much offensive potential in defensemen only come around so often. And I think when you have a guy like that can put up numbers like 40 points in 56 games, 45 points in 53 games. The year before he put up 62 in 71. Year before that, 71 and 77. I mean, he's putting up like high points for defensemen every year.
I don't know. He's just not franchise for me.
Okay.
Maybe back when he was on Ottawa, for sure, franchise. He was like one of the best defensemen in the league.
Well, see, it's just like in San Jose, like okay, so when he was on Ottawa, he was, I think, probably the best player on that team. But now that he's on San Jose and he's surrounded by players with amazing talent, I mean, obviously he's next to friggin' Brent Burns, who is an amazing point scoring defenseman.
Machine,
I'm sure we're going to talk about him on this list.
Yeah.
And it's just like he's had to kind of take a more defensive role and focus less on just producing points in his last couple of years. So I feel like people might have forgotten about him in the past couple of years just because of that, because he's kind of taken a backseat role in San Jose, but he's still been an amazing defenseman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely see him in the franchise. His takeaway giveaway margin is pretty close, like especially as a defenseman. I mean, you're not going to get as many takeaways as a forward probably would. So I think to have a number that is close to the amount of giveaways that he has is like it looks pretty good to me. And just the points again. And going on Luca's point, like when you can still put up like 45 points in 53 games and 40 points in 56 games with a guy like Brent Burns, where you kind of have to take a back seat to him, I still think that's pretty.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, he's the top of the league, and I can't move him.
Okay.
Who do you have next in franchise?
I had John Carlson. We all agree on that. Victor Hedman. Do you have Victor Hedman, Massimo?
I have him in franchise, yeah.
You do have him in franchise. I don't think Luca did, but.
And that's all your franchise, right?
And Roman Josi. I have Roman Josi.
I have Roman Josi in elite. I also did not do much digging on him. You are here to play my opinion.
Josi.
Do you believe that he played in the shadow of Shea Weber and now he's breaking out?
Definitely. I think a lot of people won't classify Roman Josi as the franchise because he's not a household name. Like, not everyone knows who Roman Josi is because he played with Shea Weber for a long time. And then, not saying that PK Subban is as great as he once was, but he's a huge name in the hockey world.
Like, he's a character.
Exactly. Everyone knows who PK Subban is. So when you think of Nashville defensemen, you're not going to think of Roman Josi. Like, I mean, it's just not. That's not who you're going to think of.
Yeah, for some reason, I think of Matthias Ekholm before I think of Roman Josi.
Well,
I don't even know if he plays for Nashville.
I think of PK Subban before either of them. So,
yeah, he does play for Nashville. I was right.
Looking at the games played too, he plays every year. Points he's putting up 65 this year. He had 56 last year, 53 the year before. Great points. I know plus minus is definitely not a stat that you can go on, but to be in the plus side for the past 4 years, I know he's playing on a great team in Nashville. But that does have to count for something.
I don't see his numbers being as good as John Carlson though.
No, I don't think his numbers are as good as John Carlson. But that doesn't, like, John Carlson is at the top of franchise. Like, he is maybe
Josi's at the low end of franchise.
Yeah, and then his Fenwick too. I mean, he's at 54%. Like, that's pretty high above average this past season. He's been above average every year.
All right, yeah, you swayed me. He can go on franchise. He'll be the low end of franchise.
Block shots again. He's an above average shot blocker. 108 this year, 144 last year. So yeah.
I mean, and like in 632 total games over his entire career, 413 points and only 234 penalty minutes.
As a defenseman, that's
Yeah.
That's very good.
19 game-winning goals too. Add that in.
Jeez.
Exactly.
All right. So Luca, you had Pietrangelo in franchise. Care to elaborate?
Well, I mean, like for me, it was really tough not to put him here just because he's been a staple in St. Louis for a very long time. And also, I needed to put a Canadian player here just for my own because it was killing me that no Canadians were here, and I couldn't put Doughty up here. And Pietrangelo, like he's probably going to be getting some big money. And I know that point production isn't the only thing you can look at, but for a guy of his age, I know he's not super old, but like for a guy like him to be putting up those type of numbers, I think I'd love to start a franchise with Pietrangelo because he's a captain, like he's a leader on the ice.
Is he the captain?
I think he is.
I don't think he is. I'll check that.
I think he is.
I will check that later. You go on to the stats.
Yeah. So Alex Pietrangelo.
Yeah, he is the captain.
Here. Yeah. He is. Yeah, I thought he was. Yeah, I mean, you make a good point. His takeaway giveaway margin's good. He has actually last season he had more takeaways than giveaways, which I like to see out of a defenseman. Giving the puck away is really detrimental as a defenseman. So
he's also a really good offensive defenseman. Like he can move the puck really well.
Like, he's really, really, really good offensive defenseman. And yeah, I see what you're saying about the leadership. I could definitely see it.
All right, so we're safe to say that there's a Canadian franchise defenseman in the NHL. Or sorry, the NHF. The NHF.
NHF, buddy.
Come on, man. Yeah, okay.
Okay, Langer.
Yeah.
Please tell me why, because like I put him here because I think what he's going to be, but I know right now he's definitely not. Yeah. Why is Rasmus Dahlin not franchise?
No, okay.
Come on.
I know it's because he has no experience.
Yeah, that's you kind of have to look at that. Like looking at his numbers. Okay. Now this is interesting, which is cool because he's playing on Buffalo. So
he's playing on Buffalo. He's one of their youngest players, and I'm pretty sure he's playing top line minutes too.
Oh, I mean, he's not though. He's averaging about 19 minutes a game, so
probably second line.
Very high. Like that's like whatever. But one thing that is very promising, which you could look at to be a franchise guy, is just looking at the offensive side of his game because that's probably what he's best at. He had 44 points in his full 82 games last year, and he already had 40 and 59 this year. So
84 points in 141 games.
Yeah, I mean that's very good.
And just to throw this in there, like I'm not a big plus minus guy. I don't think it really shows that much about a player if it's like a little bit under or a little bit over. But in his whole career, he's a minus 20. Now maybe that's just because he's on Buffalo.
It does
definitely does play a factor.
Yeah, it does. For sure, it plays a factor, but that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. Like Buffalo was not even that bad last year. Like,
and like I'd like to think he's considered an offensive defenseman, and if you're not creating offensive production to the point where you're a minus 20, like I wouldn't want to build a franchise with this guy.
Okay, so
I agree.
I made a mistake. I'll put him in elite, but I think I put him in franchise because of his potential. Because I think he might be one of the best defensemen in years to come.
Yeah, and he definitely might be. But right now, you just can't say.
On our 200th podcast in 2 years.
Yeah.
We'll see if
maybe he'll be a guest. Who knows?
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, so who do we have in our franchise here?
You wrote him down.
I don't think mention I put Mark Giordano in my franchise.
Oh,
Yeah.
you definitely did not mention that.
No, you definitely didn't. You didn't. Did you put Victor Hedman in yours, Luca?
No, I did not.
Okay. Me and Langer both have him in.
We both have him in.
I mean, Gio's plus minus is impressive, but that doesn't really.
Well, I
play
mean,
into
how
anything.
impressive. Oh, plus 96? Okay. Yeah.
But in 893 games, but we're not just going off of plus minus.
No.
I know, but still, plus 96 is pretty good.
Because I'm pretty sure Ryan Graves leads the league in plus minus right
now. Yeah, looking at Giordano.
Fenwick's pretty good.
Yeah, no, his Fenwick is okay, 51%. Yeah, it's pretty good. But I think just looking at the longevity of this guy, when I mention franchise, I think of a guy that like does everything for a long time, and the point production, I know we're not looking all at points, but the point production of a franchise defenseman, I think he has to give a little more than what Giordano's done in his entire career. Like, I know he had a great offensive season in 18-19 with 74 points in 78 games, but there's always going to be outliers. Like the year before that, he only had 38 points in 82 games. He had 39 the year before that, 56, back down to 48, 47. Like,
if we're also going to talk about longevity, though, in the last 4 seasons, he's missed a total of 27 games, 22 of them being in the 2019-2020 season. So at a guy of his age, if he's still able to play the minutes that he does, because I'm pretty sure he's on the top line.
He plays 23 minutes, almost 24 minutes a night. So that's on the high end of the average. So yeah.
Actually, I mean, we don't even know how many games he actually missed this year because they got it in 60 games.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, he played 60 games.
Who really knows? But
I mean, like,
I don't know. For me, he's at the high end of elite, low end of franchise, but I'm not putting him in
franchise. Can't get him to franchise either.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking 36. Yeah.
I have him actually in great, but it's definitely too low. But yeah, I would put him in elite, but I don't think I could get him to franchise either, just because of the. I just don't know if his numbers like say this is a guy that you could rely on to be like your franchise defenseman.
Yeah. Should we do Hedman now?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Victor Hedman. Fenwick's actually not that high.
What is it?
It's pretty good.
It is pretty good, but there's definitely better in franchise.
Yeah, there's better, but again, gonna look over here.
He also does play on Tampa.
Yeah, so I mean, he's gonna have higher.
Well, I mean, yeah. Also playing on Tampa, he has a plus 116.
Yeah, like it's like I said, it doesn't count for everything, but it does count for something. Like
if it's within like 10 over or under, I don't really look at it.
Mhm.
But if it's like 116 is a significant plus because say half of those are Stamkos, Kucherov, and Point, and the other half are goals maybe he doesn't have a point on, but like that he contributed to or that he was able, like if he's on the ice and he's giving the opportunities to his other players to score.
All he's got to do is make a breakout pass. That's all he has to do.
Yeah, and for the plus minus, it's not even the overall number which is impressive, but he's been in the pluses since the 12-13 season.
And he was only -9 in 11-12, and he was -3 in 9-10.
He's actually injured right now.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he'll probably be
also.
He's
one of the few players that I looked at that had more takeaways than giveaways this year. He blocked shots fairly well. He had 110 the year he won the Norris in 17 and 18.
I can never actually tell if Hedman's offensive or defensive.
Well, to add to that stat, in 17-18, he had a 50 faceoff percentage. Fun fact.
Yeah, he probably took 2 face-offs on one of them.
What are you talking about, man? He's always taking him on the power play for that big shot and does with the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put him in franchise. That's
Yeah,
fair.
and for franchise too, like, the points as well, like, I mean, he's pretty high, like, 72 points in 79 games, 63, 54, like, those are very, very good numbers
He's a
for
really good defenseman, yeah. Solid two-way, I'd say.
Mhm. Yeah, combine that point scoring with the amount of block shots he has, how he doesn't give away the puck a lot. I think I definitely have him in franchise.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Do you want to move on to elite now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
I don't know if
see.
we can take up as much time as we did in franchise because we're already at
Yeah.
half.
Yeah, we're just gonna just talk about the big ones here.
Yeah, for sure.
In my elite, I have Alex Pietrangelo. Did we say we are gonna move him up or?
I'm
Yeah,
Yeah, we
I'm a
did. Okay.
franchise, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
gonna have him there.
Yeah. So in elite, I have Brent Burns, Drew Doughty, PK Subban, Dougie Hamilton, Jacob Slavin, John Klingberg, and Tyson Berry.
Wow.
That's
I'm
it.
excited to hear that name in there. Man, if only Barry was an elite defenseman this season.
Yeah, he's definitely not an elite defenseman this season, but
Okay, so for me, I have Eric Carlson, Aaron Ekblad, Brent Burns, Dougie Hamilton, Jacob Slavin, John Klingberg, Mark Giordano, Morgan Riley, Shea Theodore, Shea Weber, Torrey Krug, Charlie McAvoy, Rasmus Dahlin.
Wow, you love your Canadians, don't you?
Well, if they can't be franchised, they're gonna be elite.
yes, I do
Morgan
agree. Morgan Riley, yeah, that's a.
Let's start. Or no, I'll say mine first, and then
Yours,
talk about Morgan Riley. Okay, I got Drew Doughty, John Klingberg, Dougie Hamilton, Tyson Berry, Chris Letang. I think that's Charlie McAvoy. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly forgot about him. Mark Giordano, Brent Burns.
Okay. We're actually fairly similar on them.
Like
You guys have
I feel like once we filtered out who was in franchise, I feel like the rest of our lists are gonna be.
So I think the main difference is you guys have Doughty in there, and I have Riley in there.
Yeah. And do you have Barry in yours, Massimo?
No.
That's
So
interesting.
So you think Morgan Riley's better than Tyson Berry?
Yeah, that's
Yes, I do.
Bias, man.
Probably. It could be bias. I can't control my bias.
Yeah, you kind of can.
Okay, let's do Morgan Riley.
Yeah.
He's dating Tessa Virtue?
Yeah.
Good
What?
man.
What?
Yeah,
That's a
you guys
thing.
didn't know that? Yeah, they're dating.
Morgan Riley?
Morgan Riley.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I don't remember where I heard that, but I did hear that. That's some good Canadian blood.
Get it, buddy.
That's some good Canadian blood.
Shit.
Okay, Morgan Riley.
His Fenwick is sometimes 50, sometimes 49, but I put him in elite just because he plays for the Leafs, and the Leafs are like one of the most teams who like to concede goals.
Yeah, but
the most.
that has to do with how bad they are defensively, though.
Well, also he hasn't had a good partner literally ever.
I'm just trying to think who he
told me
played
Jake Gardner.
He never played with Gardner. He
with.
had Ron
Ron
Hainsey.
Hainsey wasn't good, but I mean he did the job to play with a guy like Morgan Riley.
He had Roman Polak.
Roman Polak was great.
I don't know.
For a guy like him who's considered an offensive defenseman, minus 40 is not okay. I mean, okay, sure. Like in the last couple of years, it's been minus 4 plus 24 plus 6. And I mean, like, he's on the first power play unit. You cannot be putting up like 5 years of consistent minuses and then have
some of those years he's on the first power play unit, not all of them.
Yeah, and also his Fenwick does fluctuate a lot. Like he's below average this year. He's only had 2 years where he's been like average, and it's like marginally average. Like,
I guess he's still got potential, I guess.
I mean, he does. He's what, 27 now? 28? 26. Oh, okay.
26, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he still has potential. I don't see him like improving a ton at
Okay,
26. So
when we do this in a year, I'll put him in franchise then.
oh,
We'll
wow.
see. We'll see.
I'll
Yeah,
move him to grade, though. I'll move him to
but
grade.
yeah, I would keep him in grade. Let's
So
stay on the Leafs though and go to Tyson Berry.
Tyson Berry, yeah. Again,
Uh,
probably my bias.
yeah, I don't really know why you don't like Tyson Berry here. Like,
I liked him. Honestly, I like him as a player. I don't think I could see him as elite for some reason.
he has not been elite this year. There's no question about that. Like,
I mean, like,
definitely not.
he's had his moments of brilliance just to show that he is capable of playing like that.
Mhm.
That, like, being in Toronto, he hasn't found his groove yet.
Yeah, I found the reason why I didn't put him in elite, and it's because in those seasons from 2017 to 18 to like 2014-15, his Fenwick has been below like 47,
Mm.
46.6
That's
to then
true.
48.9 to then 45.2.
That is true, but I know you moved Morgan Riley, but Morgan Riley, his Fenwick was like way worse than Tyson Berry has been in the past 2 years. Like, and especially the year that he's played with Toronto, like they're on the same team. So that number can be comparable because they play on the same team. Um, so I think if you're putting Morgan Riley, and I know you changed him, but just when you started at higher than Tyson Berry, I don't see that.
Is he elite though?
Maybe not. But the thing that I think makes him elite is his ability to run the power play. I know he hasn't gotten a lot of a chance
He
to do
he
that.
he might be one of the best rovers in the NHL. That's
Yeah, that I think being an elite defenseman is like you need like one of those guys who can set up the power play like.
Mhm.
And I
yeah.
think Tyson Berry definitely does that well. He hasn't got a chance to do that with the Leafs as much because Morgan Riley runs the first power play.
Oh, when he got injured, he took over pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't even get injured that many games this year. He's played 70
Oh, he
games.
played 70.
No, Riley.
Oh,
Yeah,
Riley, yeah.
Riley didn't play a lot, but that's what I think of. I think elite. I mean, Tyson Berry is an elite playoff
All right,
power play defenseman.
I'll put him in elite. I think our other main differences is Doughty and Shea Theodore and Slavin.
Yeah, I don't think Luca had Slavin.
No, yeah, I didn't have Slavin either.
Did you have Slavin, Langer?
I did, yeah.
Good. He might be one of the most underrated
Yeah,
defensemen in the
I agree.
league.
I think he is the most underrated defenseman in the league.
Let me take a
And
look.
that's probably because he plays on Carolina, where like they have 6 good defensemen.
Okay, let's just discuss Slavin quickly, and then we'll move on to the next
Yeah.
category. So, Luca, you didn't have Slavin in there.
Let me just take a look at this guy.
Yeah, I know you didn't look too
Yeah.
much. So,
He's got high ice time. Does he play top minutes?
yes.
Seems like it.
His Fenwicks will really impress me.
Very, very impressive.
He's got 81 takeaways and 49 giveaways.
Yeah, like every season he's played in the NHL, he has more takeaways than giveaways.
I listen to a lot of hockey podcasts, and
Yeah.
like these analysts, they rave on about him.
Yeah, like look at his blocked shots. He hasn't had a season of under 100. He plays 23 minutes a night this year. And for his Fenwick to be as high as it is on playing on Carolina, I'm not saying they're bad, but they're not an elite team.
He plays with Joel Edmondson on the first line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, yeah, I'll move him up.
Well, actually, that's probably Dougie Hamilton, but Hamilton's injured right now.
Okay. Let's move on now.
Yep.
Great. I can start it off then. Okay, so
Great where the bulk of my guys are.
yeah, same.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so in my great, I have Aaron Ekblad, Van Provorov, Colton Parayko, Chris Letang, Mark Giordano, Jacob Truba, Rasmus Dahlin, but I'd move him up to elite. I had him too low there. Seth Jones, Shea Theodore, Keith Yandel, Shea Weber, Morgan Riley, Mikko Heiskanen, and Torrey Krug.
You don't have Torrey Krug in elite. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm moving him down anyway. Luca, go for it.
Morgan Riley, Pernell Carl Subban, Shea Weber, Torrey Krug, Seth Jones, Duncan Keith, maybe a big shock.
Big shock.
Jacob Trouba, Thomas Chabot. Don't remember who that white guy is in the green jersey.
Miro Heiskanen.
No, it's not. No. I'm talking about the older guy.
Suter.
Who?
Suter.
Oh, Suter. Okay, he's going.
God,
down.
I can't stand Suter.
Then we got Colton Parayko, Ivan Provorov, and Shea Theodore.
Okay. I got Colton Parayko, Drew Doughty, Ivan Provorov, Jakob Markstrom, Chris Letang, Matthew Dumba, Miro Heiskanen, OEL, Pernell Carl Subban, Seth Jones, Thomas Chabot, Zach Werenski, Morgan Riley, Torrey Krug.
You know, it's actually pretty similar. Like,
I have Doughty in great.
yeah, you have Doughty in great. We have him in elite. I think I have Ekblad in great. You have him in elite.
Well, if you're talking about longevity, I don't see Doughty lasting another 5 years in this league.
Why do you say that?
Yeah, like, I mean, how many years has he already played?
We're gonna take a gander.
He is 31.
Yeah.
Okay. He's still got lots.
He's got lots of left in him, but he plays like an old style defenseman.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's because like LA has nobody anymore.
Yeah, it could be when
LA is awful. Like, well, I mean, I know Luka loves him. They're on a 7-game win streak, but
maybe when they have like some defensive prospects come in.
On his back this year.
Like, looking here again, hits, and he's like you said, he's an old style defenseman. That's what he is. I don't think you can change that from him. That's why I don't have him as a franchise guy, because he's not, because he doesn't put up the same amount of offensive numbers as he did. But I definitely think he's elite. Like, to put up 35 points, I know it's not great, but playing on LA, who has like I mean, who's their best player other than Drew Doughty? Who?
Yeah, Anze Kopitar.
Kopitar, yeah. I mean, he's what? Like, he's old too. Like, they're an
LA
aging
is
roster.
old, yeah.
They're an aging roster. They're probably they might be the oldest roster in the NHL.
I think they are.
Yeah. Chicago are pretty high up there.
Yeah. So his Fenwick, he's almost average this year on a team that's like brutal. So,
did you guys not have Duncan Keith? You're great.
No.
Okay, I'll move Doughty up to a lead, then we'll get to Keith.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a great defenseman.
I think he was.
Yeah, definitely. He was an elite defenseman.
The franchise defense. Oh,
yeah.
36. Jeez.
Yeah.
Gray.
It's just what he is now.
Yeah, like.
Sad to see him go.
He plays, like, that's good that he still plays. Like, he doesn't miss a lot of time with injuries and stuff, but he is 36. Like, I mean, he doesn't have a lot left in the tank.
Yeah, he'll probably retire as a Blackhawk because Chicago refuses to trade anyone.
Yeah,
he's had a good career.
15 years.
Yeah, I mean, he was awesome. He was awesome at some points in his career, but I just don't see it anymore. Like,
yeah,
the point production is way down. Again, Chicago's not good, but I think just considering the age, just knowing that he doesn't have a lot left.
I mean, I think never really was like a crazy point producing defense.
No,
like I think
started his career.
Him or Seabrook could make a good mentor. They have a really good defenseman coming up. His name's Adam Bachfist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard of Adam Bachfist.
Yeah.
He's gonna probably need a mentor. So,
I mean, everyone does, but
yeah, for sure.
um,
And Rasmus Dahlin doesn't.
not that he doesn't need one, he just doesn't have one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Keith at this point, he still has pretty good block numbers. He doesn't really hit people anymore. Gives the puck away a lot. That's been a trend over the past 3 seasons.
Yeah, it's probably because he like tries to make a pass that's like too risky, and then he gives it away.
The only thing I will say about him is at 36, averaging almost 25 minutes of ice time, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, that's also because Chicago doesn't have anyone.
Yeah, I mean,
They have Ollie Mata, Brent Seabrook.
does Nicholas Hjalmarsson still play there?
No, I think he got traded.
I don't know if we talked about block shots, but he's had over 100 since 14-15, and he's friggin' 36.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. His blocked shot numbers are still great.
Wow.
Duncan Keith currently plays with Slater Cook.
Yeah.
But
he does give the puck away a lot, and like,
I mean, yeah, like I didn't look at his takeaways compared to his giveaways. Oh my god.
yeah, like it's not very good. It's
There was
not
like
very
a plus minus for that. He's like a minus 30.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. His Fenwick's below average as well. He does play on a bad team, but the past 2 years he's been below average, and not just like one number below average. He's been actually quite a bit below average. So
Wait, so Brendan,
Yeah.
where do you have Thomas Chabot?
I have Thomas Chabot in 1 second. Well, not in average. I have him in good.
Yeah, okay, so we have them the same. Great.
You have him in good?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I had him in great just for the same reason Dahlin is an elite, because I think he can be really good. Like I think his potential.
He might be the best Ottawa defenseman. Actually, that's wrong.
Wow.
No.
Phil.
He's got some stiff competition, but he could.
Chabot has a ton of potential, but I just don't think as of right now he's a great defenseman.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think that's a great, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Now
All right, we should speed this up a little bit.
Yeah. Let's go to good now. This shouldn't take too much longer on the NHL side. In my good, I have Hampus Lindholm, Matt Dumba, Suter, Ekblad, and Ekman Larson.
You've Ekblad that low?
Or not Ekblad. I don't know why I said Ekblad.
Yandel.
I meant Chabot. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, I know. No, Ekblad. No, sorry.
All right. I have Duncan Keith, Big Buff, Hampus Lindholm, and Ryan Suter. Sorry.
Yeah, it's pretty. I actually have Keith in average. I don't know why he's there. He should be in good. That was a big mistake. That was a mistake.
All right, Luca.
Mine is the exact same as yours, Massimo. I had Keith. I got that Suter. I keep forgetting that guy's name.
Ryan is his name?
Ryan Suter.
Old face.
Dustin
Byfuglien. I have Zach Werenski here. Honestly, he's just irrelevant. Like, I'm sorry.
I have him in my average.
That's because he plays in Columbus.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even know what team he plays on by looking at him. And then I got Lindholm and Yandel.
Yeah, pretty similar. Let's just. I think that's close enough that we don't really have anything to argue. Go down to average. I have, after all the talks that we've had, I just have Werenski down here now. Well, I have Byfuglien here too, but that's just because he missed an entire season.
We don't know what he's doing this year.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he probably might retire because he's not on Winnipeg anymore.
No, yeah, they bought out his contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have him that low because I can't really rank him.
I have no one in that tier.
You don't have anyone, yeah, okay.
All right, let's finish her off with we got Canadian pop flavors.
This should be a good one.
So this one, just imagine you're walking up to your local McDonald's, you grab a drink and you go to the fountain, and then we added in some extra ones just because.
Yeah, I don't know any McDonald's fountains that have these type of drinks, but
Most of them.
Okay,
Most of them,
I'll go ahead here. In my goated section, I have A&W root beer, Mug root beer, Nestea, and Dr. Pepper. In my bomb, I have Diet Pepsi, Fanta, regular Pepsi, and Orange Crush. In my solid, I have Coca-Cola, Cream Soda Crush, Grape Fanta, Grape Crush, the pink Fanta. I don't know what that is.
cream soda probably.
Yeah,
Um, and then the Coke bottle that's like spewing out menthol
Luke,
bombs.
what's
I
that
don't know
about?
what that is.
I meant for that to be the cover picture. It's like the black
Okay, and then my in it's all right. I have Canada Dry, Coke Zero, and Mountain Dew. And in my trash, I have 7-Up and Sprite.
Okay, Langer. I'm going next. Ours
Jeez.
are literal polar opposites. Okay. In
Yeah,
Go,
same.
I got Mountain Dew, Coca-Cola, Orange Crush. In Bomb, I got 7-Up, Grape Crush, Sprite, regular Pepsi, Fanta, Canada Dry, fucking classic, and Fanta Grape. Solid, I got Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi. They're just okay. It's all right. I got Crush Cream Soda. Not a big cream soda guy, but
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not a big Nestea guy, but when I have to, I'll drink some Nestea. And then I got A&W root beer and Coke Zero. And then in the trash, because these are just trash, we got cream soda Fanta, mug root beer, because I fucking hate root beer, and Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper is literally the best product. I don't care what you say, it's the best. Like, it's so good.
And put another label on it.
Luke. Okay, so we are all different when it comes to pop.
Yeah,
clearly,
let's hear it, Massimo.
I'm gonna have Diet Coke and it's fucking goated.
no. In my goated, we have Nestea.
Yeah,
Can't go wrong with iced tea.
yeah, Nestie's awesome.
Cream soda Crush and cream soda Fanta.
Oh.
I love cream soda. I don't care.
Oh, your opinion is wrong.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Bomb A&W root beer.
Oh yeah.
Orange Fanta, Canada Dry, and Sprite.
Fair enough.
Solid, we have Coca-Cola, Mountain Dew, Orange Crush, 7-Up.
Oh, that's my entire goated tier.
It's all right. Coke Zero, Diet Coke, Mug Root Beer, Pepsi. And then for trash, we have Dr. Pepper, Diet Pep, Grape Crush, and Grape Fanta. I'm just not a fan of grape flavor at anything, to be honest.
I'm not a huge
grape is so good. Grape
I don't
Crush.
like grape flavor.
Oh my god, this was just crazy.
Yeah, I like Pepsi better than Coke. Cannot stand Sprite. I would rather drink I don't even know. I just hate Sprite so
Sparkling water.
much. I would easily drink that before Sprite. That's not even close.
Yeah, a seltzer before Sprite.
To be checked.
Sparkling water with a lemon or a lime is like a trillion times better than Sprite.
That's exactly what Sprite is.
Yeah, except Sprite is 87 grams of sugar and it just tastes so sweet.
So
you can't even
So you view Sprite as club soda?
No, I know what Sprite
I'm not
is.
drinking pop for the low sugar count.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying because it has high sugar. You can taste the sugar. It's water with just sugar in it. It doesn't have any other flavor. It's just gross. I don't even know how to explain it. Every time I drink that, the headaches I get are ridiculous.
I'm a massive fan.
You got headaches from taking shots of maple syrup. So.
Yeah, it wasn't a shot. I drank half a glass. I had a headache for 3 years.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of cream soda.
Yeah, I don't like cream soda.
No. It just looks like friggin' Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony made her own drink, and not about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Seems like that about wraps it up for today.
Yes, yeah. So this is actually going to be our last episode on SoundCloud. Our next episodes will be moving over to YouTube. There will be a link in this description for the YouTube video, which will come out next Wednesday. So that's it for everything today.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm Asmo.
I'm Luca.
And this is Brendan signing off. Have a good day, everyone.
See you guys.
See you later.